What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the top 10 player predictions. We have got the announcement today for the FIFA 21 reveal. As we all know, pretty much every single time from the top 100, they released almost like 10 a day until we get to number 1, and that will pretty much take us a good week. So we're going to have the bottom 10 or bottom 11 this 4 p.m. today. So I thought, you know what, I want to do the top 10. I'm interested to see this year because there's been some pretty standout performances. I think it's going to be not really surprising who you think is going to be in the top 10, but I think the ratings will speak for themselves. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we've got to work with. Obviously, from the top 100 all the way up is going to be the players that you want at the start. Realistically, they're the players that are going to be winning you matches, and they're going to be the ones that are not necessarily out the meta as such, because we'll have like the Ben Yedders, who I don't know if he'll go up to an 84 or an 85. We'll have someone like Rodrigo for Leeds. I can't see him in the top 100, but he most definitely will be a player that you want to get. Their speculation will have like images and stuff like that on Instagram for you to guess their ratings. So I'm trying to kind of go full circle with all this for today's big reveal. If there is anything out of the ordinary, we will try and go with that, but obviously I reckon it is going to be a standard reveal. We'll get the top 100 to 90, and then obviously tomorrow it will go up and up and up. So we will be covering them on the socials rather than on a video, and then we can kind of practice and plan where we go with this. So without further ado, let's get into the top. So to start with, massive thank you to whoever cut this out. I got this from one of my friends, another content creator, who actually got it as like a blank image. It was part of the video that obviously EA released. I don't remember when it went actually blank, but an incredible image, and we're using it for all of the top 10 players, and it really just looks nice. I wasn't going to do one of these because I don't really like just the cards in the background, like no real kind of image or anything like that, and I'm not a big fan of that, whereas this actually adds something to it. So hopefully it looks alright, and let me know down below if you do like this, and in future years we could potentially use something like this, or kind of create something similar. But like I say, number 10, obviously there will be other 90s, but I've gone with ALISSON as a 90 rated card. It's gone one upgrade. Obviously winning the Premier League is a big deal, and I think most definitely he deserves the upgrade. I feel like he will be the top rated keeper in the BPL. I don't think he's going to be the top rated keeper in the game, but definitely in the BPL. I think De Gea's fallen off in terms of his rating. Confidence is definitely low on the ground, whereas ALISSON with his team has been absolutely incredible. Then we move over to top number 9. It's Virgil. Obviously a big performance this year, and to be honest, last year and this year he has had an incredible run at Liverpool right now, and most definitely for me pretty much gets that top defender spot. I think Ramos is still up there, but I think Virgil, by far, I think anyone can't argue the fact that this guy is probably the best defender in the world right now. If you don't argue the best defender, centre-back, whatever, he is absolutely phenomenal, and I think any team would love to have him in the team. So I've gone with a 91 for him. Obviously he's gone up a couple of ratings as well. Again, another Liverpool player winning the Premier League. I don't feel like it can be kind of like just brushed under the carpet. They have had an incredible season, and obviously winning with, I think, what, 8 games to go or 7 games to go practically. Pretty much they ran away with it after Christmas, and that was it. They just secured their bag. And obviously Virgil 91 I think is the most definite incoming. So I realised I made a mistake. We've got Hazard as top 9, and we've got Virgil as number 8. So ignore that completely. Hazard will be the number 9 in my point of view, and then obviously Virgil will be number 8. I didn't realise I had these the wrong way round. Hazard was a 91, who technically would be an 8 spot if he didn't really have no season. I think he could even go lower than this, and it's a shame to see, because obviously a very young player and someone who absolutely flourished at Chelsea. I just don't feel like he's had his kind of start at Real Madrid. I can't comment on all season long. Obviously we hear snippets and little bits here and there. Oh, Hazard's put on a bit of weight. Oh, Hazard's not scoring this and that. I think he got an injury as well, but I don't feel like he'll be downgraded too much. I feel like if he doesn't have a good season this season, I think then we could be seeing 88, 87, and they can really downgrade. Normally what you see from these kind of stars, the people that have been put on the pedestal, the Messis, the KDBs, the Salahs, the Manes, the people that have been put up there, they get like a kind of a season break as such. They'll drop them down, but it will be the next season. If they don't perform then, that's when they really start to cut their rating, or that's what I think anyway. I think a 90 rated would do him justice. I think he'll be very lucky to be able to get that. I could really see it being 89, but I think dropping another player down from that 91 to a 90, they almost have to fill a quota almost. With the goal players, there's always got to be them sort of players, especially at the start, that make you want to get packs. Other than obviously Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, MBAPPE, there's got to be them other players that you think, oh, he's a 91 rated, he's a 92, he's a 90, oh, he's 89 rated. You've got to have them people at the top. So with not another 91, obviously they're bringing in, for me, Virgil as a 91, and then already having a couple of other players that you'll see in a second. I think Hazard most definitely could be a 90 this year. Next up, obviously these are like joints, so because I've put OBLAK as number 7 and Virgil number 8, it's not the order of how much I reckon they're good. They're both a joint 8 or a joint, well, it'd technically be a joint 6 because we have another 91 to go after this. OBLAK again, I think he's had a relatively good season. Again, I think quotas with goalkeepers. ALISSON, OBLAK. I think ter Stegen's probably going to be a 90. De Gea for me is more than likely going to be an 88 in my opinion. And I think that's being probably a little bit lucky with him. 87 I could see, but I think they'll keep him up there because they'll want to keep them keepers up. You don't want like a few 86 7s who are like the top rated keepers as such. You normally find that they're either really high or they're sitting around that 85 to 83 zone. OBLAK for me, 91, nice and easy. Move on to the next one. And this is the interesting one. Big boy MBAPPE. Honestly, what a player this guy is. Every year it just gets even better and better with him. He is an absolute phenomenal player. And it's a shame that he didn't win the Champions League. Obviously, big ups to Bayern there. But I think if he won that Champions League, he has definitely secured himself a 92 rated spot. I still think he could be 92. But with the upgrades of the players that I've put after him, I don't feel like they'll make 3 or 4 92 rated players. They tend to like to keep the 94, 93 for Messi and Ronaldo. They had 92 for Neymar, and then before that, I think Suarez was 91. And then they kind of trickle it down. They never really like to have 5 92s. They like to kind of spread it out a little bit more. And I'm just thinking more logically with EA. And I'm trying to be as brutally honest with my player ratings. 91 is the realistic one I see. I would like him to be 92. I think he's the better statement to say. I think he's had a phenomenal career. He's going to keep going up. And honestly, who knows in the next 4 years, could he be the best player on the game? That is something that I think he could take the title of. And I think he's the only one who I've thought he could actually take this from Messi and Ronaldo. He has 2 more seasons of absolute sheer godness. He has got to be a 94, at least. So, very interested to follow him. I think 91 this year, he's going to be very, very expensive. So, we'll stay tuned for that one. Next up, we have got big boy KDB, number 5, I think this is. He is the first 92 that I've got going here. And I think he could stay the same. And I think people will make a very good argument that a 91, he's had his season. He's not really done a lot more than what he normally does. He's kind of plateauing at that just amazing level. Whether EA don't upgrade him for that reason and because he's not scored X amount of goals and X amount of assists more than last season, it's very interesting. So I think for me, he deserves an upgrade. He's had an incredible season. Yes, they haven't won anything. I don't know if that personally goes into the statistic for him. I think these are more based on individual performances, which I think he's had plenty. But obviously there is that element of he's got to win something. I don't know how EA do this rating, but we've seen very questionable ratings in the past. So it'll be interesting to see, does he get it on his own merit, or does Man City have to win something as well for him to get up there? That's an interesting one for me. I think 92. I reckon after speaking to a few people, more than likely he'll probably go to a 91 or stay at a 91. Next up, this is the one that I think could be a little bit high rated for me. I've put Lewandowski to 92. He's had a phenomenal season. Scored so many goals at 30 years old. Honestly, the guy just keeps getting better with age. And someone made a good point. Will they upgrade him to a 92 because he is 30, he is older? We've seen it with Rooney a few years ago where he had an incredible season. Probably not the same as Lewandowski, but he had an incredible season and yet he still got downgraded. Literally because he was old. Could we see that with Lewandowski? I'm unsure. For me, I think he definitely deserves a 92. I think at the very, very minimum, a 91 is definitely in order. But I'd like to see him as a higher rated card. It'd be nice to see a German league player really, really pushing up there. We've not had it since pretty much Royce, obviously Lewandowski himself, and then potentially Aubameyang, or Aubameyang, however people pronounce it. But 92 rated, hopefully we see him in that top 4 spot. And let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have big boy Neymar, the partner that in crime of MBAPPE. I think personally he could be a 91, just because I don't feel like I've heard much about him. That's why I've kept him in as a 92, because I haven't heard much about him. I can't comment on it. He's still an incredible player. I've seen him in the Champions League, still absolutely smashing it. But because he's not in the headlines, the people or the fans who necessarily don't follow Liga and don't follow Brazilian football, international football, you don't hear much about them. You only hear what the good bits and the bad bits. There's no in between. I don't know how he performed at Lille away. I don't know how he performed at Marseille at home. That for me is kind of speculation then. I'm reading into just the headlines, and that's something you definitely don't want to do. I think they really like Neymar, and I can see them wanting to push him as a 92 no matter what. Unless he had an absolute dog-awful performance in the whole season, I don't feel like they'll drop him. So for me, I think he will be over MBAPPE at the minute, unless they put them at the same rating. I can't see them doing the switch and putting MBAPPE as 92 and Neymar as 91. I feel realistically, if they were going to upgrade any of them, they'd upgrade both or keep Neymar the same and keep them both at a 92. Maybe even drop Lewandowski to a 91 and MBAPPE up to a 92. But I've gone with my choice. I think 92, and then we move over to the big two, Ronaldo and Messi. And coming in at number 2, big boy Ronnie, 93 rated. I feel like he will stay the same. I can't see him moving up. He's had a good season for Juventus. I think he's carried a lot, but I don't feel like he's had that same shockwave of Ronaldo-ness. I think that's the word he's going to patent pending, but he is just an incredible player. I can't see him dropping any below 93. And I've kind of gone for a bit of a controversial ending, because we're just going to skip over so we can talk to it straight away. We've gone with Messi as a 94. I'm interested. I don't feel like they'll be the same rating this year. I feel like Messi will edge it. I don't know if it is the right choice, because again, I've not broken down their stats together, but I feel like because of a technically Calcio, Juventus, losing Roma in terms of contracts, I feel like they do it. They spited him last time when he left the front cover, and Messi, I don't think Messi was even the cover guy, or I think he might have been by then, and they spited them. One was one higher rating than the other, so it tends to not be on politics. It tends to, well, not on politics, it doesn't tend to be on football ability, it tends to be on politics, which is literally hilarious that year, there may be stats behind it, but it was just all of a sudden, every time they were 92 rated each, 93 rated each, 94, 94, 93, 93 again. And then suddenly, one year that Ronaldo decided to leave and Messi decided to come onto the cover, Messi was one rated higher. Again, could be speculation, there could be stats to back that up. I just think I want a bit of a controversial ending to this video. Let me know, who do you think is going to be higher? Ronaldo, Messi? I'm a big fan of both of them. Messi for me is more of my character, left-footed, same as myself. I like him more in that aspect. Ronaldo, I appreciate everything he does. He is a phenomenal character and a really, really hard-working one at that. I'm just interested to see, who do you think is going to be higher? Who's going to be higher rated? Or are they going to be the same? Let me know down below. Hopefully we do get a good reveal today at 4. Stay tuned for all that on all the socials. Make sure you go down below. And also, if you have made it this far, if you want to subscribe to another channel, go to Nannik Gaming down below. Get him to 100 subscribers. I think he's on about 71 at the moment. So get him up there and we get him to 100 before 21. But apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know who you would have different in these ratings.